The blame game continues after Donald Trump wins the election and surpasses another hurdle as expected, and despite the huge push by celebrities and other protesters to delegitimize the election, the electors cast their votes and made it official yesterday. What I don't get is all these folks refusing to accept the results. A woman became enraged and began shouting at Wisconsin's 10 electors after they cast their votes, and it was all caught on tape. I mean, I have to say, it's my America, too. That woman is absolutely delusional, and they're shouting shame, and I will tell you, this brings back a memory for me. I went into the Occupy Wall Street camp here in Dallas, and I started asking all kinds of questions about socialism and what they're doing, and did they know anything about the movement? Same questions I may ask these people that don't like the results of this election. And you know what they started yelling at me to chase me out of that camp? Shame, shame, shame. Well, they cannot chase me away, and they cannot chase NRA commentator Dana Loesch away. Dana, all of this is funny.
Well, I can tell you that they watched Game of Thrones. Good for them. I mean, they pay more attention to Game of Thrones than they do the actual electoral process, which is kind of a shame. Maybe, Grant, maybe if we put in dramatic fashion how our Constitution actually operates and how our electoral college works and the whole process, the democratic process contained within our democratic republic, then maybe if we put it into some sort of like mini series on Showtime or HBO, maybe then, Grant, they'd watch and they'd know what in the world is going on. I'm ashamed of these people. I'm also ashamed of that woman's vibrato and her horrible, like, Fine Young Cannibals falsetto. It killed my soul. It was awful. But ha ha ha, you lost.
Dana, don't you think maybe next time around we'll go whoever the Democratic candidate is, you and I, we raise our hands up, shame, shame, it's my America. Dana, this is our America. What are they missing?
We're grown people. And see, we don't have tantrums. And we also show up to vote, which is what a lot of Hillary Clinton's people didn't do. Grant, the thing that I love the most, and I'm going to tell you, this is, do you know, I'm going to bring this tugboat back, but did you know that Schadenfreude and Santa both start with S because it's the Christmas season? I'm just saying, it's not a coincidence. The fact that Hillary Clinton, everyone was so focused on getting all of these electors to defect from Donald Trump. The only thing they actually succeeded in doing was getting them to defect away from Hillary Clinton, which I found so hysterical. What was it in Washington? She lost 3 of them, and then one of them voted for one of the ladies that does the Standing Rock Sioux stuff, and she was over at Dakota Access Pipeline, but she lost actual electors, and Donald Trump wasn't really affected except for some one dude who was faking, apparently, according to Daily Mail, his service as a first responder with the Manassas Fire Department. But I digress. Hillary Clinton lost electors. This all completely exploded in their faces, and Grant, I'm going to tell you what, I'm just sitting back. I got my tree up. You know, I got a roaring fire, and I feel great, Grant. It's like an early Christmas gift. I feel great.
It is, and you know what? The future looks very, very bright for all of us as we move into the Christmas season. And the numbers on that were Donald Trump lost 2 electors from Texas, who broke their word, by the way. They should be ashamed of themselves. Well, and she lost 5 total, 5 for Hillary Clinton. This was really the biggest fake news story of all.
It was, and if you omit California, if from the totals of electoral votes, or not electoral votes, rather, but popular votes, if you remove California, Donald Trump would lead by 1.8 million votes. So I don't think that California should be deciding what the rest of the country is doing. We don't have single region candidates, nor do we have single region politics. And if these people are unhappy with that, then maybe they can always, which I don't want them if they're progressives, don't come to Texas, but you can go to different states, just not here in Texas where we are, stay away. I mean, they can go elsewhere, but that's not this electoral, this mob rule, the popular vote, that's not how our Constitution works. And Grant, I'm going to tell you something. I actually think these people who are screeching about undermining the will of the people and completely just tanking the Constitution by tearing down the Electoral College and completely dishonoring Alexander Hamilton and everyone else, these people are doing more to undermine our country than the accused Russia, who may have influenced general election, didn't give the general election to Trump, definitely tried to influence it. But these people, in terms of having faith and confidence in our electoral system, these people are the bigger threat.
Yeah, and I still go back to everything that was leaked when you talk about what was leaked through WikiLeaks was true. Nothing was disputed. So if you want to put information in the hands and the minds of voters, why not have yourself go to the polls and vote on legitimate information? Now, we don't recommend any foreign national hacks into American companies or parties or whatever. Yeah. But it was true information.
And Grant, it's also a crime to have a private server in some frat boy's bathroom in Colorado. And it's also a crime, Grant, to distribute classified information to every Tom, Dick, and Harry of your acquaintance. It's also a crime to derelict your duty as Secretary of State and refuse to honor security requests from ambassadors at a consulate. And it's also a crime to enrich yourself through the Secretary of State by way of donations to the Clinton Foundation by selling the department and access off not only to Libya, to Saudi Arabia, to Qatar, to everywhere else. And you know what? I will say, Grant, it ought to be a crime, if it's not already, to go ahead and give what they laughed at as the biggest geopolitical foe in 2012, and now they're saying Romney was right and Russia is the biggest geopolitical foe. Well, then in their minds, it ought to be a crime that Hillary Clinton sold access and gave Rotasam, the Russian-backed company, 20% of U.S. production of uranium. So none of those were concerns with them during that. They were never, and in fact, Grant, they loved the Electoral College until Hillary lost.
Yeah. As always, Dana Loesch, very, very well said, and the information needs to be in the minds of everyone out there because it's the truth, and we appreciate you laying it out for us.
Grant, I'm going to part with you with a carol.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's one that you know. Right. Fa la 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 la, you guys lost.
That they did. And I'll end it with na 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 na. You guys lost. Dana Loesch, thank you.